Good morning, everyone. We're getting started a little bit after 11 o'clock, but just wanted to pop in here and say hello. Hey, Dan. How are you? Perfect. Thanks for letting me know, Larry. Mark, how are you? Glenn, Elizabeth, good morning. Help me with the name here. Tania? Is that correct? Hopefully. Perfect. All right. First try. Hey, David. I'm doing good. It's a Friday. Every day's like Friday around here, though, to be honest. We have a good time. Morning, Sylvia. Excuse me. If you're just joining us, good morning, welcome. We'll be starting a little bit after 11. Just here to keep the room open. Carlos, I guess we'll need to ask Roger because I'm not privy to that. I'm doing well, BB. Hopefully you're doing even better. Angela, good morning. Hey, Cyrus. Anybody make any good earnings trades this week? I've totally stayed out of it, but I know there's been a lot of big movers. Sure, somebody's cashed in. Hey, Robert. Boeing. I mean, you got to give us the details. Let us live vicariously through your win. I'm sure other people are hurting, so. Bar big time. Nice. No, David. But it happens. Let me look at it. Oh, yeah. Nice move up.
Can you show everybody how chickens did last week? I posted it in your.
Oh, yeah, I can.
This is what they do. They take directions and follow along. They actually can do what?
I am not sure about that. I have no information. They asked me if the webinar was part of the weekend side hustle.
Tell them I'm going to do in the bridge VIP room right now,
Mm.
and then we're going to go into the side hustle. I have a lot to talk about.
So yes, it is a side hustle, but we're gonna do the VIP. Yeah, we're gonna be doing our normal thing, just in a smaller section beforehand. So
I just have my but my best.
just the best ones. We condensed the list down. Hey, Ralph. Ralph, you haven't been saying Hotlanta. I guess the weather's been nice and cool. Nice.
Link that Josiah gave me is important. Maybe Matt, maybe Adam. Okay, I have one.
Good morning, Brandon.
Oh, it's just my VIP room? Did you use your regular VIP room?
Yeah.
Ooh, Matt, this thing doesn't blocking my mic. That's something we didn't think about. Gonna have to move it a little bit, okay? Or move the mic or something. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys see me okay? Happy Friday and good morning. Let me know if you guys could hear me okay. Let me just make sure my camera. All right. All right. Audio. Test, test, test. Yes. The mic is on. The camera is on. Everything is on. Look at that. Things are working. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
Yep.
We'll just move this thing to the side and then we won't have that problem later on.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So typically what I do at 11 a.m. on Friday is I go through my VIP room and I go through some hot stocks. And but today we have a little different agenda. Now, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. Today's Friday, and I'm actually going to give you all the red meat. But today I decided to condense it. So we'll go through everything a little quicker, but I'm only going to give you the red meat, the real good stuff. And then T-Buzz is going to come along and we're going to do the weekend side hustle. So it'll be really fun. It's going to be a great session. I'm going to be starting in about a minute. So make sure you have everything ready to go. We're going to be going in just a minute. Let me mute my, there we go. That way we don't have double echo for now, for the time being, before T-Buzz is here. Oh, thank you, Krish. Yeah, I was in DC. I'm back. It's so good to be back. I got to see a doctor or a chiropractor. I got probably slept the wrong way or something. I don't know, but my neck and my shoulders, just everything feels out of whack. Maybe flying or sleeping in the wrong bed. I don't know. Thank you, Ken. It's not the back. It's like this whole shoulder area. No, I didn't meet with Squirrely. Although if I saw him, I would tell him a couple of nice words. Thank you, Billy. All right. Usually I give you guys 5 minutes, but not today. And by the way, how was Matt while I was gone? Was he good? Thanks, PJ. I will. When I have some time, I definitely will. Thank you. He behaved. All right, guys. So let's talk a little bit about earnings before I go into charts. Okay. So first things first, the picture emerging from the second quarter earning is one of resilience and strength. Things are getting better, actually, not worse. There continues to be modest pressure on estimates for third quarter and beyond, but a big part of that is coming from the energy sector, something we have to pay attention to. Hey, stop. Good. More importantly, evolving earnings outlook from the coming periods is inconsistent with the quote unquote long feared earnings cliff narrative, which we never got. Thank God. So far, we've had about 175 companies report. Their numbers so far are up about 3% for the same period on about 7% higher revenue. 81% have beaten EPS, about 63 have beaten revenue. I'm not concerned about EPS. I'm more concerned about revenue, and the fact that revenue is slowing down is a big red flag for me. So far, we're expecting third consecutive quarter of declined S&P earnings, and then one more quarter next quarter, and that's it. That should be the end of that. The energy is putting on a big drag, but in fact, third quarter earnings would be positive had it not been for the earnings on the energy sector dragging on. Technology for the second quarter is expected to be down just a hair, only 1.4%. You wouldn't know it by seeing these swing highs, right, in the market. Flat revenue. Estimates have inched up since the period we got underway, largely reflecting more effective cost control, aka huge firing spurts from the major 7 companies. That's what they call effective cost controls. You guys know how I operate. I like to cut things down to what they really are. I have no political correctness in me whatsoever. All right. So now let me share my screen. Share my screen with you here. And I want to talk. Oh, wait, before I do that, seasonality for next week. Let's talk a little bit about seasonality for next week. So based on seasonality, yeah, mumbo jumbo. Nobody has time for that. All right. Here is the seasonality for next week. Basic materials. My mic is a little low. Really? Let's see. Let me turn it up a little bit. Matt, maybe you can help me turn it up a little bit. Is that a little bit better? Better? Is that better, BB, as I'm going higher? Franco, better? Too loud now. I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Okay. Does that sound, does that work? Better. All right. Good. Sorry about that. Actually, I can control it. All right. Good. Matt, you're going to have to look at it when I'm done. All right. As long as that's working, we can move on. We don't need a quiet mic. We want a hot mic, right? Okay. So basic materials starting off next week, kind of slow, moving into gearing up second half of the week. Same thing with communication services. It looks to me, like most sectors are starting off next week kind of slow. And if you consider the fact that we've been really moving higher for a long time, we could use a little bit of a downside. Energies are expected to be nasty next week. Nastiness for an energy sector, nastiness for consumer discretionary. Let's see here. Financials looking pretty good. Look at the markets, all three. The Dow, the QQQ, they're color coded here. You can't see it great because it's a little off, but you could see it's very choppy. So I'm not seeing clear direction. Next week is the next major week for earnings season. After next week, the flow stops off. Now, I know we have a lot of folks here who are in many of our programs, and a lot of folks are asking me, Roger, how come we haven't been getting a lot of trades? Well, every time we want to put a trade on, literally, Matt, would you say 9 out of every 10 signals I gave you yesterday, day before, all had?
Yeah, it was 90% plus.
It was 90% plus. So even if I have great stock setups, they have earnings. Now, I'm going to give you a few right now. I don't know if they have earnings or not. I don't know. Or if earnings have passed, but I'm going to do them anyway. So pullbacks, I'm going to give you a few today. I'm only going to give you my top. I'm not going to give you all the ones. I'm just going to give you the top ones. This is Vista Energy. I like how the 2-day RSI is pulling down. We've had a very nice smooth trend for the last 3 months. We have a nice pullback with a nice candlestick pointing higher. I like the fact that it's closing higher through the day. Don't know if we're going to have any liquidity. Let's take a quick look. We've got 21 days till the option, which is absolutely fine. We don't want to be in here more than a few days anyway. You can get the 25 strike price. And if it doesn't do anything in the next 5 days, just get out. Get out. Don't give these too much time. They really don't need it either. They're primed to go. Next one is Cisco. Again, you're going to have to screen your own earnings because the reason I'm doing this is because some folks don't care. They trade through earnings. RSI is oversold. first gap away from a swing high. Everybody here knows how much I love it. What I'd really like to see is it breaking and closing near the upper end of the range as we get into the close today. If it doesn't do that, wait. There's a good chance you'll get it tomorrow or the next day. So just something to keep an eye on. If it does close or rally towards the high of the day, it's going to look a lot better to me. And you got 21 days on these options. Implied volatility is not that high right now. Go with the 52 strike price. And you can offset. No, you can't offset it with anything here. No, just 53 strike price. 52 or 52 strike price is good. 52 strike price. Just buy the 52. And if it doesn't do anything next week, just get out. These pullbacks, especially with gaps, they need to start getting filled right away. If they don't start getting filled right away, just get out. Next one is Deere and Company. Oh, we're making good time today. Again, pullback from a swing high. I don't like the fact that there's a lot of consolidation here, but the fact that we've had 3 runaway months is just fantastic. Trend still looks strong. We should come back and test this high one way or the other. I don't think all of these longs have gotten out here. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to grab along and hold off as much as they can. The RSI is already at 11. It's pretty low right now. The stock looks like it's ready to go. Again, if it has earnings, that's something you guys are going to have to investigate on your own. Implied volatility is not that high. And I would say you could do a spread here by buying the 430 and selling the 440. It'll cost you about $4. Not a bad spread there as well. Next, we have a short on MDLZ, Mandelis. It had a gap up. Had a nice little gap up. I don't want to see it rallying up and closing at the high of the day. I want to see it closing near the bottom of the day. If it doesn't close near the bottom of the day, give it another day. If it doesn't do it for 2-3 days, forget about it. But I like this, but I'd really love to see it not go higher, but go lower and give up the chase. I think it will because it's been consolidating for a very long time around that area. Go. Remember, we're buying puts on this one. You can get 77s or the 76s. Both look pretty good. Probably 76s. Just go with the 76s. They're only $1. The implied volatility is very low. It's not high. The only problem is, it had earnings yesterday, so it had already had a volatility crush. Just give it till the end of the day or tomorrow. I want to see it starting going down and going towards filling the gap. You're going to get a worse price, but you'll get a higher percentage of profit that way. Let's talk about breakouts now. I only have 3, and then we can start. Look at that. I'm doing okay on time today. Look at that. I'm giving you guys red meat today. It's Red Meat Friday. What do you think, Matt? You like any of these?
I love red meat.
All right. So we're looking at intraday. Let's look at, I like the trend. I like how the lows are getting higher. I like this consolidation that's already breaking out. I like Walmart. Again, if it has earnings, when I say tomorrow, I mean Monday. I'm always talking trading days. I'm not talking about calendar days. JW, if I tell you to get out in 10 days, that means 10 calendar days. I forget. Well, first of all, with my schedule, I don't have weekends. I forget they exist most of the time. But generally, when I talk days or next day, I'm talking weekdays. So for anybody who's new here, Walmart, I'd be buying the 160 and I'd be selling the 165. You know what? That's a pretty good trade right there. You're only paying about $2 right there. That's pretty good. I like that. Buying the 160, selling the 165. Give it about 6-7 days. Next is HPE. By the way, you'll notice these are Dow stocks, and the Dow has been leading. These are considered blue chip stocks. So we are talking about leading stocks in the leading sectors. I like this. I like the fact that we have an ascending triangle. Ascending triangles and pullbacks from swing highs are big in my where I come from. You've got 17s here. They're only 80 cents. If nothing good, I mean, that's pretty cheap. Implied volatility is not that high. Earnings are not for a while. If 6-7 days happens, nothing good happens, just get out of the trade. Last but not least for today is Costco, and then we'll move on from here to the class. I know it's a little expensive, but I like where we're at right now. I would consider a vertical here. We would go to the monthly expiration, about 21 days to go. I would be buying, they're actually not that expensive. I would be buying the 165 and I would be selling the 175. You could do this for less than $5. And on that note, why don't we go to our class? Look at that. Wasn't that fun? I gave you guys an hour worth of material in 13 minutes. Now, folks, it's time to talk about the weekend hustle. Now, everybody here loves T-Buzz, including myself. He's going to be here in a few minutes. Brendan, the Mandelis was a short. Yes, Mandelis was the only short. That was the only short. All right, folks, get your paper, get your pen, and I hope you had your paper and pen there. But we're about to talk about the weekend side hustle. I love the name of this program. Now, please tune out everything else you have going on and listen to Uncle Roger and T-Buzz. Profits, performance, everything we're going to show you is not typical. I don't want to be irresponsible and give you some future earnings claims. You may lose money. Crystal ball. I got this crystal ball from T-Buzz. He found out that it was made in China. It only gives me winning trades 75% of the time. So be careful. We can't predict the future. We haven't created the time back machine yet. Some of the trades we're going to show you are from back tests. Some of the trades we're going to show you are from real trades. For example, the average return on this is $1,231 profit per weekend based on a $5,000 account. Every example is based on the same starting investment. The historic success rate here, this is the historic success rate. We hear Tom, but I don't think Roger does. No, I don't hear Tom at all. He's in his office. I'm in my office.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I do have my speaker turned off. I do. All right, now my speaker's on. I'll be able to hear everything. Yeah, I don't want any feedback. But yeah, T-Buzz is right next door, actually. So again, let me get back to the important stuff. Everything we've showed you, historic success rate has been over 90%, but we can't guarantee future results. We're not irresponsible. We're not going to tell you something we don't know. And again, I don't have the time back machine. Me and T-Buzz have to go in our garage this weekend, get Doc McGee and Marty McFly, and maybe we'll be able to make a time back machine, right? Let's be real here, folks. There's going to be losers. If you're not ready to embrace losers, you're not ready for the market. The best traders I know are the ones who can take a losing trade like this. It doesn't matter. They just move on and move on and move on. We got to become warriors here, right? There's no black box miracles. If you're expecting a black box miracle, let's go to Alaska and I'll sell you some ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Or some ice. I'll sell you a bridge. Come on, let's be real. You're all adults here. I don't want to insult your intelligence. There's no such thing as a system that wins 100% of the time. It doesn't exist. If you can't handle losing trades, paper trade or trade with a smaller account, or just wait till you have enough money saved up. But trading with money you can't afford to lose is irresponsible, and I can assure you will not win. That's me being as real with you as I could humanly be. All right, let's begin. Folks, my name is Roger Scott, and finally, my speaker is not muted. Alozi says, do we lose our investment if the market doesn't favor us, if we lose our... I don't even understand what that means. Let's move on. And I'm going to turn off the chat so that I'm going to close this chat, and then I'll turn it on afterwards. Meanwhile, I think Adam or other folks can help you guys out if you have a question. So probably everybody here knows me. Who here does not know me by now? Seriously, come on. Before we get going, take a close look at this redacted document. It's important. What you're looking at is a special perk set up by the Chicago Board of Option Exchange just months ago, not that long ago. a perk that not only allows everyday folks like you to target extra income over the weekend from any regular brokerage account. I'm talking about payouts that our study shows were worth $1,231 on average in extra income each weekend. That means while the rest of the world is left empty-handed on Saturday and Sunday, including myself, while the market is closed, right? No soup for me. We have an opportunity to target extra income over the weekend while still getting the most out of life. Like, let's take April 13th, for example, not that long ago, right? You could have taken a few minutes to place a quick trade before the weekend hit. Maybe go on a trip that I've been threatening to take my wife to for the last 20 years. She says I'm not going with you on a road trip, but I keep threatening her. Come back on a Monday with an extra $1,239 in cash. Then the next weekend comes along, April 20th. You could have set up your trade, booked your favorite bed and breakfast. That reminds me so much of Lake Arrowhead. I woke up on Monday with a crisp $1,500 plus in extra income. Few days goes by, but boom, it happens again. April 28th, hit a few buttons on your phone or laptop, get in before the weekend hits. Take your close friends out to dinner. Looks like this guy's having a lot of fun out there. Cover the green fees on Saturday, go to the country club. Have a brunch on Sunday. Sounds like a good weekend to me. And when Monday comes around, instead of dreading the start of your week, could have come back to what? $1,136 in cool cash over the weekend. I like that. All while the market is closed and while everybody's sleeping. Now, before we get in too far along, I want to be very clear. There's nothing guaranteed in the markets. There's no magic pill. There's no miracles. And if you're looking for rainbows, unicorns, and fairies, you're going to be waiting for a very long time. They're not coming your way, okay? This is brutality, okay? Just like with anything in the stock market, you're going to have winners, you're going to have losers. And that's why for the next few minutes, I want you to forget about being the next overnight millionaire, because financial freedom, it doesn't happen overnight. And anybody who tells you that it happens overnight usually loses it overnight. It happens bit by bit, weekend after weekend, time with time, little like collecting stones. And with what my special guest is about to share with you, your weekend could be even funner. Hang out with your family, go create a fire in the park and make some steaks. Hey, look at that. 2 out of 3 pictures are have fires. All right, I see where they're going here. Knowing when Monday hits, we're out of the trade. So really, think about this. What if there was a way to target an extra $1,231 on average in extra income each and every weekend, all by taking a few minutes to set the position before the weekend hits and closing it out on Monday, thanks to a shocking discovery found inside this document by today's special guest. It is possible. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Weekend Side Hustle. Like I mentioned before, my name is Roger Scott. You may know me as a stealth trader. I'm the guy that made 826% in the last 6 or 7 months in our seasonality program. Now, given my track record, I don't normally take trade recommendations from other people. I really don't need to. I get more than enough of my own. But the premise of this new way of generating income over the weekend was just so different that I generally and literally had to explore it. A legal way to target extra cash over the weekend, while most folks out there are left with zilch. So if you're looking for a way to target extra income to help pay for everyday expenses or to help boost your nest egg, right? You know that 2 out of 3 Americans doesn't have enough for retirement. It's really sad. This may be a perfect opportunity for you. The man behind this discovery started way back in the early 70s. He actually talked the CME into running a line to his office in Alabama, giving him a Globex terminal. I mean, how he did that, I have no idea. He even helped manage a firm so successful that it was bought out by Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley, holy moly. Now, he's talked way away from Wall Street. He's not near there anymore. He's here, right? He's about 10 feet away from me. He doesn't want to be here close to me. The desk is probably too small, right? He's been on a mission to help everyday folks tap into some of the same methods that have kept away the average Joe. And here are some of the very best stories from some of his students following his work. Bruce, he says, when I follow you, I make money. Tom is committed to helping you all the way through the trade. That's right. He gets you in and gets you out. There's Bobby, who says the program is amazing. I'm up over $2,000 today. How about Emmanuel from New Mexico? You're a great teacher. I made around $2,200 from one trade. Keep up the good work. These are some of the best stories from students following along with none other than a trading legend. He's been featured on CNN, CNBC, BNN, Bloomberg. The only thing that's missing is Fox News. We got to get him on Fox News.
Roger, it's good. It's good to be here, and I enjoyed your preamble there because I really liked the presentation that you gave. Now, what I want to do is empower everybody here. Okay, I want to show you how, after a few minutes of your time and a couple clicks inside your current brokerage account, you can set up your very own weekend side hustle. And I agree with you, Roger. No name like this. It's a great name inside the stock market. One that has shown the power to pay, on average, $1,231 in extra income each weekend. There's an opportunity. And the timing of this couldn't have been any better. Right now, and this is some of the hardest working folks out there are getting destroyed. Cost of living may be rising faster for rural Americans. It's rising for every American. The personal savings rate in America just hit its lowest level since the Great Recession. And even if you got a raise last year, probably doesn't feel like it. It's making much of a difference at the end of the day. Thanks to inflation, we're seeing things like credit card debt hit all-time highs. In fact, U.S. credit card debt jumps 18.5% and hits a record of $930.6 billion. That left folks looking for anywhere they can to generate extra income to cover the bills. It's almost impossible to keep up with ever-rising cost of living anymore. Most folks think that the only way to generate extra income is by picking up a second job, maybe at Costco, or working overtime hours or late weekend nights.
Uber drivers.
Work smart. But with what I'm about to share, you can now start your very own weekend side hustle right from the comfort of your home. And right now, everyone needs a side hustle. It doesn't matter if you have a multi-million-dollar retirement account or just starting out with a few $1,000s. All you need, think about this, a standard brokerage account, an internet connection, and a few minutes to set the trade before the weekend. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to invite you to kickstart your very own weekend side hustle. Before we get there, take a walk with me back in time, back to December of last year. Y'all remember that market in 2022. In the back half of December 2022, the stock market took a terrible fall. Now, let's say someone had $5,000 invested. That's the amount we'll be referring to with today's examples. Now, in the middle of December, S&P was in a terrible decline. Over the weekend of December the 15th, folks taking the trusty old buy and hold route would have lost money. But if folks would have followed along with the weekend side hustle, they could have seen a much different story. While the S&P was falling, you could have walked away with an extra $1,688 for that weekend. And when the next weekend rolled around, it was the same exact story. The weekend of December 22nd had the S&P falling, NASDAQ falling, bonds falling, and crypto falling. But with what I'm going to share with you today, on that same weekend, you could have knocked it out of the park. $2,442 in weekend income.
That's $2,442. That's a meaningful chunk of change, Tom. Think about this, guy. Since the pandemic, the cost of living has gone skyrocket. It's out of control. I was in Washington, D.C., and I went to 7-Eleven to get something for Rachel, my daughter. I haven't smoked cigarettes in over 30 years. Cigarettes were $12.50. I remember cigarettes were $1.25 when I was 30 years, but $12.50. I think cigarettes are more expensive than cocaine these days. It's crazy. In fact, just last year alone, we saw the average cost of new mortgage go from $1,427 all the way to $2,047. That's nearly a $600 increase every single month. And it's not like people have a lot of extra change laying around, not unless you're sitting on a pretty good nest egg to begin with. But folks who would have been taking advantage of this weekend side hustle, they could have more than covered the cost of the average monthly mortgage payment without having to get a second Uber job at night. That's the other thing. I took Uber rides. Half of the people, Uber drivers, were senior citizens. It was bad. I mean, this is not how it's supposed to be in America. Instead, you could have done it while enjoying life to the fullest over the weekend. And keep in mind, $2,442 could have come in while every major index, crypto, and even the bond markets were in the toilet. Now, Tom, can you share a little more about how all of this is possible?
Sure. But first, let me just say this. If you have a job, I'm not telling you to quit it. If you've been steadily saving for retirement, don't stop that. What I'm sharing with you today is a way that could supplement your income with a new technique that I don't think anyone else is using. In fact, no one's using this. If you're here right now, you're probably a pretty smart individual. You know that, like with any investment strategy, there's risk. There's going to be winning weeks and losing weeks. That's why my team worked extra hard to optimize the method behind the weekend side hustle. Now, of course, no one can guarantee future returns, but when you account for all the weekends so far from the study, winners and losers included, we're looking at what could have been on average $1,231 in extra income each weekend there was an opportunity. Just like what we saw back on the weekend of January 12th this year. Had you taken a few minutes to place a trade before the markets closed on Friday, that's the key. You could have spent your free time on Saturday or Sunday, maybe skiing in the mountains, and come back after the weekend to enjoy $1,250 in weekend income.
That looks good. Now, Tom, I want to stop you right there. The average household it has about $5,000 of expenses every month. I'm talking about necessities, things that people need, not want. Meanwhile, the average income coming in is less than $4,400. There's a big gap there every month. Now, mathematically, it's impossible for people to stay ahead. They're falling behind. But your weekend side hustle project could help everyday folks fill that income gap and then some. Now, in the last 3 examples alone, which happened back to back, you're looking at what could have been more than the average Joe brings in each month and more than enough to cover the average monthly expenses. Meaning the money that you worked your tail off to earn can actually be used for things that you want to spend it on, or simply building up that rainy day fund.
You know, that's why I'm excited, Roger, about this brand new project. And I'm on a mission to educate and show people how it works. Today, I want to show folks how to unlock a little known income opportunity hidden within this redacted document. So you can take advantage of the all new weekend side hustle right away. You don't have to wait, starting this very week. And based on our research, you won't be able to target these type of steady returns anywhere else. Most financial advisors, local finance gurus in your town might lead you to think that the only way to hit your retirement goals is to stash money away in a trusty S&P fund or a mutual fund and hope it grows enough for you to be able to retire. But unfortunately, that's just not getting the job done anymore. Do the math. At 6% annually, it would take 41 years. Let me say that again. At 6% annually, it would take 41 years for a pretty sizable $100,000 invested to hit $1 million. A recent study by Citizens Bank suggests that you need a whole lot more than just 1 million.
Yep.
In fact, with ever rising cost of living and everyday expenses, they suggest having as much as 1.8 million just to retire comfortably.
Now, that's a lot of money for most folks, you know?
About twice as much as needed.
Yeah.
You know, millions of young people, young and old, have been forced to delay their retirement. 40% of older Americans are pushing back retirement due to inflation. Forget about retiring at 65 anymore. Far too many folks will be forced to work well into their 70s. That's why whether you're retired or just starting out in the workforce, you need to pay attention. Because with the weekend side hustle, you have an opportunity to help fill that gap. Targeting extra income over the weekend while most folks are left without a way to earn an extra buck from the markets. And so far, the results from our study are outstanding, with a success rate north of 80%.
That's fantastic.
That's like cashing in with extra income 4 out of every 5 weekends. That means you can target this weekend income regardless of the stock market goes up, down, or flat. Take the first week of March this year. First weekend when the markets went up, $2,264 in weekend income. And the following weekend, the markets went down, $1,875 in weekend income. And each weekend we have the same opportunity. Like over the very next weekend, when the market barely budged, I call it a grind, you could still have collected a handsome $1,952. And I'll show you, thanks to a special type of trade over the weekend, we're able to collect even if the trade goes slightly against you. And now, in the case of these March examples, take a look.
That's $2,264, $1,875, $1,952. That looks pretty good over 3 weekends, Tom. You could have had a chance to pocket extra income over the weekend regardless. And keep in mind, folks, you could have spent the weekend doing the things that you love, like Tom does. Maybe spending time playing in your son's backyard, or going to Disneyland with your granddaughter. I like all of that. I like it a lot. That looks pretty good.
Form throwing that football, huh? Maybe this means spending some extra time tossing football with the grandkids.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Maybe means, I swear, when I see that picture, I think it's Donald Trump relaxing. It looks like Trump relaxing around golf with the weekend, with the play, or teaching your students how to make money on their own, like T-Buzz is doing right now in his office. I mean, this is a lot of fun. However you choose to spend your weekend, make it your choice, knowing that Monday has just become your favorite day of the week. So, Tom, it's time to spill the beans. What's making this all possible?
Well, Roger, it's all thanks to that special perk set up by the Chicago Board of Options Exchange in the summer of 2022. In fact, up until this announcement, when they made this change, the weekend income opportunity wasn't available to folks. But now they've unlocked it for the everyday Joe for years and years to come. What the CBO did was they launched daily options on a few tickers that we can use to target income over the weekend. And don't worry, you already have access to these inside your regular brokerage account. These daily options allow us to specifically target income over the weekend. You close it out Monday morning. And if everything works out, we know we have a chance to target an extra average of $1,231 by the time Monday hits. Just like in the final weekend of March. All you would have needed to do was set your trade on Friday, March the 31st, 2023, before the markets closed for the weekend. Sure enough, by the time Monday hit and the cash funds had settled, $1,238. Add another winner to the books. And don't worry, placing your trade with the weekend side hustle is no different than trading Apple or Amazon.
Now, Tom, I'm really starting to like this stuff. This looks good. I mean, this weekend income is very predictable, and I like predictability. Can you ever lose?
Of course you can. No strategy wins all the time. That's why you should never invest more than you can afford to lose. My goal is to do everything within the power of DTI and our background to help you limit those losses. After all, no one wants to place losing trades. That's why our team has worked tirelessly over the last few months getting this method for whether the market goes up or goes down. And I'm happy to report that after analyzing over a half year of data, the final study shows it's good for small accounts, because I don't buy big price options. I buy small price options. The average weekend payout on that 5,000 is generated an average income of $1,231 at a success rate of 85.7%.
Wow, fantastic, man. That looks
Built-in
good. Now,
risk management.
yeah. Now, Tom, while the broadcast is new and only been public for a few weeks, you've been able to help out hundreds of folks from across your services. Dickens, I just got a letter from him this morning, actually, with some of his gains. $1,930 profit in less than 4 days. My top money-making strategy. Jim says, total of $2,060. Great way to start the month. Please pass along my thanks to Tom. Thank you for Jim for being here. Now, Tom, tell us, how does it really work?
Well, first, you need to understand when most people think of the word options, they think about buying options. But instead of just buying options outright, like most people do, I use a special type of trade I created with a combination of daily options to collect premiums on other people's risky bets.
That sounds interesting.
And no, this has nothing to do with naked options.
Okay, good. That was my big question. So no naked monkey business.
No. Think about this. Think about all the people here. They have these massive insurance companies like State Farm or Progressive, other names. They sit back and collect insurance premium on folks month after month. Taking the same concept, you could do the exact same thing in the stock market. Taking a weekend paycheck by collecting premiums on other folks' option bets time and time again. But the way I collect these premiums is in the stock market is very unique, Roger. You see, when the CBOE listed these daily options, Monday through Friday, every day, they calculate a standard amount of premium for each day, one day to the next.
Right.
If you're entering on Monday, collecting income for Tuesday, same thing, Tuesday to Wednesday, you collect 1 day's worth of premium. And so on and so forth. Now, most people do this because it's easy and simple, but they don't realize how much money they could be leaving on the table. Because frankly, there's a better and safer way to do it. You see, by entering before the weekend, before Friday, and the day's Friday, collecting income from the Monday options, you get 3 days, Sunday, Monday, and Saturday, which gives you a better odds of success. That's the secret. Just like tripling the amount of premium collected. And get this, because the market is closed Saturday and Sunday, you're able to sidestep a lot of the market action, but still get paid for all 3 days. Just like would have happened back on February the 9th. You could have spent your week staring at charts. I've done that. You have too, banging your head against the wall or hoping to get an edge. You could have taken about 30 minutes of your time to place a special type trade to collect the bonus premiums over the weekend. And gone out to enjoy your life. And sure enough, when folks invested in S&P 500, made nothing over the weekend, zero return, you would have taken $1,300 out of the weekend side hustle. Now, of course, you can't just go out and blindly pick options to make this happen. There's a technique involved. If that were the case, everyone would be doing it by now.
Right.
You just have to know when to place the trades, how to place the trades, and when to exit the trades. And I'm going to show you everything you need to know to start your very own weekend side hustle right away. Because right now, everyone needs that side hustle.
Big time.
Doesn't matter where you live or what your brokerage account or who it's with, or if you've been trading as long as I have, or just getting started. See, I've recorded a step-by-step workshop to show you exactly how you can start targeting these payouts with the weekend side hustle. Very valuable workshop. It includes the full details from how to place your first trade, how to upgrade your account, how to manage your risk so you can start using this technique in your account today. And I'd like to invite folks out there to access it for free.
For free?
For free. So you can start taking advantage of the weekend side hustle right away. And I will explain that. And once you get your hands on this step-by-step video course, you'll be shocked how clear-cut, simple, straightforward it really is. You'll immediately be able to start using it this very weekend, just like you could back on May 18th.
Tell us what happened on May 18th.
Well, after hitting a few buttons, you could have locked and loaded the trade for the weekend and just select a trade, send it off, and back to your normal day. And sure enough, by the time Monday hit, the weekend side hustle could have paid again. $1,750 on that weekend. Of course, any brokerage account would do the job, right? Yep. In fact, the government even allows this unique strategy to be used in retirement accounts. Listen up, folks.
That's good. Good to know. Now, Tom, I've got to tell you, the weekend side hustle is something I definitely want to start trying right away. And while this strategy is brand new to most folks, you're no stranger to showing folks results just like these. Just hear from some of the top stories from students following along in your sister services, like Ken, who says, I love its simplicity. Great tool to trade. Picked up an extra $3,200 today. Or Robert, who says, over $2,000 today. Everyone should be part of it. Or how about Hugh from Minnesota? $3,656 in a single day? I like that.
Yeah, amazing stories. Ken, Robert, Hugh, and many others once they get started with Weekend Side Hustle. We're going to ask people that's already part of this program to type their experience in where other people can see. And I can't wait. That's why I agreed to sit down with you here today, Roger, to share this with your people and all the people that we can let know about this. To show people how to start using the weekend side hustle to help boost their income. And today, folks out there can claim access to this workshop so they can start implementing this unique strategy in their own accounts. Just by subscribing to this brand new weekend income service. We call it the Weekend Profits Club, WPC.
What a name.
I love it.
I love the name. What a name.
This service is solely dedicated to targeting extra income over the weekend, thanks to a special perk set up by the CBOE just months ago. One that has shown the power to pay an average $1,231 in extra income each weekend there's an opportunity. Now, we offer 100 and we fill it up. We're doing it again. Today, I'm aiming to bring about another 100 new members from all different places, whether you've been investing for years or just getting started. Every single week, we'll give you our best weekend income opportunity. Weekend Profits Club Income Alerts.
You would recommend this to your friend and family, Tom?
Roger, I'd even recommend it to you.
I love that. Folks, that's up to 52 weekend income opportunities every year because there's 52 weeks in a year. Each one based on the same method that your study shows would have paid out over $1,200 on average every weekend there's a setup.
That's right. Now, I won't hold anything back. I will show everybody the details of how to do this. In each Weekend Profits Club alert, we break it all down for you, step by step.
Nice.
The ticker, when to place the trade, the option criteria we're going to enter at, we're going to exit at, it's all in there. Each income alert will have clear instructions on how to place each trade. We do all the work to find the option, and we find each income opportunity. You just read each alert and follow along if you choose to do so. Just like what would have happened back on May the 26th. You'd have got this email alert in your inbox. You'd taken the trade. You could have spent your weekend working on your short game, maybe practicing pickleball. By the time Monday hit, an extra $2,212 while the S&P fell. And don't feel like you need to be sitting next to the computer all day. We thought about that. We'll post a trade each Thursday around noon. That way you have plenty of time to get in before the weekend hits.
Like that.
Now, I want you to experience the Weekend Profits Club to be as hands-free as possible. Of course, alongside the email alerts, I'll also be including cell phone alerts. So you'll be, if you're out and about, you still get the trade.
Nice.
And then the next weekend rolls around like June 1st. you would have gotten the email, taken the trade if you chose. And sure enough, anyone who'd gotten in on that one would have made $1,505.
Wow, that's not bad for a little extra cash on the weekend.
Rod, this is so cool when people see it and get part of it.
Yeah. Now, Tom,
those two trades alone could have been $3,716 after just 2 weekends.
That's what I hear. Now, I'm sitting here imagining what the folks out there could have done with an extra $3,716, paid off some debt, help out their kids or grandkids. I know some folks who are still supporting their kids, and their kids are adults. I've seen it. Maybe start planning the next vacation.
You have choices. That's the beautiful thing about making money. But maybe the most important thing was not having to constantly worry about having enough money all the time. That's a huge burden for folks right now. Running out of money is the top retirement worry.
And one of the biggest reasons for divorce.
Yeah. And why I want to include another special piece to your membership. This is where you got to listen, folks. You see, unlike most stocks out there, the CBOE specifically sets these options up to include special tax benefits, where you can save money on taxes that you would otherwise pay to Uncle Sam if you were trading other popular tickers.
Right.
All you need is that standard brokerage account, internet connection, a few minutes to set the trade before the weekend. That's why I also be including a very special report, Your Money Matters, how to automatically save up to 25% on taxes from the weekend side hustle.
25% on taxes? I want to know how to save 25% on taxes.
Yeah, inside this report, you see all the ways you're entitled to save money come tax season. So instead of paying a big fat check to Uncle Sam, you're able to save money. And your broker keeps up with the trades that qualify. They automatically do the savings for you. So instead of paying that big fat check to the government, you keep more of your hard-earned trading profits in your pocket.
Now, Tom, I've got to say, the Weekend Profit Club is unlike anything I've ever seen. And I've been doing this in January, will be 30 years. And again, between the last two trades, just showed us we're looking at what could have been over $3,716 in extra income. This isn't like, it's like Amazon in 1999. This is amazing. And that's just two trades. As a member of this service, you're going to get 50 more. That's amazing. So how much will this membership run? $3,716 per year?
Well, it's probably worth more than that. And, listen up. Those people are listening. This is live. But before we talk price, I want to highlight maybe one of the biggest benefits of being a member to the Weekend Profits Club. You see, there's something I haven't mentioned yet today, and it takes the Weekend Profits Club to a whole new level.
I like those words.
While we normally target extra income over the weekend, closing out on Monday, sometimes the trade is so good, we get paid before the weekend even hits, just like we did yesterday.
Wow, fancy.
Now think about going into the weekend with extra cash already in hand. It's a total game changer. That's exactly what happened on the very next trade example back on June the 8th. As a member, you would have received the trade alert on Thursday around noon. And sure enough, by the time Friday morning hit, the trade alert was so good that we took the profit. The gains were so good, we took it.
Beautiful. You locked in those gains.
Yep. $2,273. That already gets your attention.
It sure got my attention.
Now, for anyone out there who would love to head into the weekend with an extra $2,273 in your pocket, we got another bonus for you. We call it the early payday exit plan. And inside this special briefing, we'll show you how to set your profit targets so that trade will automatically close out once we hit our goal. That way you can set the trade, walk away, do other things, and even include exclusive information, how to automatically protect against downside risk.
Ooh, nice. Tom, I've got to admit, this sounds very, very special. And your students, well, I know they love you. I hear about it every day. We have one right now sitting in your office. I know she loves your work. Now, hear from a few stories from folks in your various training programs. Ed from Indiana, easy to follow entry signals. Benefit is more than trading success. The program has given me confidence that if I had to rely on my trading, I could do it. That's big. Ken, Thomas, excellent coach, trainer, trader, easy to follow. I'm up 110%, a member for life. I like that.
You know, great stories, and they continue. Now, of course, regardless of how good the research results show, not every trade's going to work out. You should never risk more than you can afford to lose on any one single trade. And luckily, you don't have to. You can take the Weekend Profits Club trades for as little as $500 on average. I don't like to pay more than that.
That's pretty good. 500. My average is like 350. 500 is very good, especially for short-term trades.
Hey, if you start small, that's okay. Whether you start with that $1,000 or $1 million, I want you to focus on the trainings that we do and understanding the process. You got to have patience, getting the hang of these straightforward Weekend Profits Club opportunities. You can always start small and scale over time. That's why it doesn't matter who you are out there, whether you're young or old, whether you've been trading for a short time or a lot of years. Today, I want to invite folks from all walks of life to be some of the first to join and jump into the Weekend Profits Club. And based on the last 4 examples we've shown, all you'd had to do over a 1 month span, look at those numbers over 1 month.
Look at that. It's
again, another attention-getting step.
Yeah, I mean, look, 1,750, 2,200. I mean, this is real numbers, and that's every weekend.
Now, probably you could say 7,500 for the membership.
I think that's a fair price.
Within it. But for new members today, it's not even going to be close to that. Today, I'm hoping to bring on another 100 new members for a steep discounted price, be some of the very first to be part of what we call the Weekend Profits Club.
What a name.
With a new opportunity coming to your inbox every single Thursday just before the weekend hits.
Now, I bet these spots are going to, well, I don't have to bet. I know they've been filling up fast because we had a class 2 days ago and they were, I mean, we couldn't keep up with this.
Right.
So are you going to charge people $5,000 for a year?
Forget about paying $5,000. Forget about paying even $3,500. If you go to our website, the main, you will see everything for $2,497. But there's a but here. If folks watching right now can make a decision, I call it the chicken, fish, or steak decision, you get even a better deal. For new members today, I'm going to offer 2 special bonuses to kick off the brand new Weekend Profits Club. You see, after analyzing more than a half year of data, I have to admit, I'm so excited by the results of the Weekend Profits Club. And in fact, when you account for all the trades in the study, winning and losing weekends, $25,856.
That's fantastic.
What you would have been looking at.
That's a lot of money.
Keep in mind, with the same time frame, the S&P was only up 8%.
Look at the difference. That's a big, big difference.
Yeah,
folks.
on the one hand, $430. On the other hand, $25,858. Do the math.
Folks, if you're not excited yet, this slide should tell you everything you need to know.
Right. Not even close. That's exactly how this method was designed so that no other approach can come close. And that's why I want to be able to try it. I want you, listen up, to be able to try it out for a full year without worrying about that fee.
Full year without worrying about, that means you're going to give them a 1-year trial.
That's exactly right. The
Amazing.
Weekend Profits Club guarantee. I want you to follow along with the Weekend Profits Club for next year. Take the trades with real money or just paper trade them. Totally up to you. If after your first year of use, you decide that the gains just ain't up to what you expected or the education isn't what you expected, no worry. Call our team and we'll refund every penny of your membership cost. Let me be very clear. If you're hoping to become an overnight millionaire, probably not for you. If you want to gamble on risky stocks, probably not for you. I want to give you a full year worth of trading alerts for you to evaluate the membership. And if after that you decide it's not for you, then we go our happy trails.
That's pretty fair, Tom. I mean, a full year. I mean, just out of a month, you made over 25K and you're giving them a full year? Amazing.
Well, Roger, here's the beautiful thing about them. They go slow, learn this process we're going to teach. We're giving folks an entire year to take the trades, access these weekend income opportunities. That's right. All I want to do is take the risk out of the membership fee off the table, and we put it back on our company. And that brings me to our second bonus. I know this program at $2,497 is well worth it. It's a phenomenal value.
It is. It is.
But I know people are maybe having a hard time right now, and paying north of $2,000 is still quite a lot of money. You may not be comfortable shelling out that kind of money today. And I want there to be no reason why you can't join. Ultimately, my goal is to see students pay off their membership fee as soon as possible. And I'm hoping people will type in and say that they've done it. Well, take it.
You've had plenty of your top students do that in the past. Bob from Cutler Bay, thank you. This has been the best service. I've already made my entire subscription cost in 2 weeks. Whitney, I made my subscription plus 500 in my first week. Very grateful. So what are you proposing here?
I want folks watching right now to have the same experience as Bob and Whitney, but I want to help them get there even faster.
Faster? Wow. They made $25,000 in 3 weeks. Yeah. That's pretty fast.
Yeah. The Weekend Profit Founders Discount. Today, if you're listening, I want to invite founding members to join the Weekend Profits Club. If you take action right here in this webinar, it won't be the $2,497 like the online retail price. You'll get complete access for more than half off.
Half off? I'm going to subscribe to this thing today.
Today, I want your time and time again and show you how the weekend side hustle could have opened a door to an average of extra $1,231 in weekend income each time there's a setup. So when you join today, right here in this room, you'll get complete access to the all-new Weekend Profits Club.
That's a lot of goodies, Tom. A lot of goodies for only $1,231 for founding members?
Only $1,231, Roger. And if you're ready to take action and put the Weekend Profits Club to work for you, then go to dtitrader.com/WPC. Remember, we're only going to take 100. dtitrader.com/WPC.
Oh, thank you, Adam, for posting that link. I was just going to ask you to do that. I appreciate that. Or folks, you can call 904-416-1776 if you want to upgrade to lifetime, if you have any questions, any concerns. Otherwise, click the link in the chat. Take Tom up on this. It's a special surprise for founding members today. Start this weekend on a, hey, Tom, when's the next trade coming out?
Well, that's the good news. I'm going to do a trade this afternoon because I've got a setup building right now. And so the people that join will be able to, don't have to wait a long time. I will do a trade. I got a setup that I'm going to do.
Folks, don't delay. Get access to the newest alert inside the Weekend Profit Club. Tom, this way of collecting income over the weekend is very unique and different. Just look at how he did his first 2 weeks. $1,181 on his first trade with a $5,000 starting stake. Second trade, $727. And this is all from a $5,000 account, not a $50,000 account. And just hear from some of the top students who've been following along. Dave, I have a love letter from Buzz Fly Yielding. Look at that, 21, 31, 33%. There's too much to, look at Nancy. $750, $1,000, $900, $2,000, $800, over $1,000. Ba-boom. This is good stuff here. Now, you must tell me how you figured all this out.
Well, let me tell you what happened. Nate had asked me to design something to get weekend income. And he said, Friday, out on money. I figured out the window had to be bigger. We've been testing it out for months now. Our confidence grows each and every week for everybody. And after trying this out with my own money, I have to admit, it's pretty exceptional.
You like this, huh? I could tell in your voice you really like this.
Oh, absolutely. This is a trade I did just on a Monday alone. I said, this is a little icing on the cake. $1,150.
Not bad. Not bad. Look at that. Not bad. That's $1,150 in weekend on Monday. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a recycled one. Starting right now, you have the opportunity to kickstart your very own weekend side hustle because everyone needs that side hustle. Kickstart your weekend side hustle today. Go to dtitrader.com/WPC or you call and talk to one of our people, 904-416-1776.
Look at, I'm going to repost this right now. Look at what Oh, I guess Bob posted it for everyone. I didn't know you could post for everyone, but Bob says the program is great. Education training available is first rate. Follow Tom and you will make money. Perhaps not every trade, but over time, yes. Well, that's the point, Bob. Nobody's going to make money every trade. That's misnomer. And you're going to send everybody an alert just that looks like this, right? When every trade comes out, Tom.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, you get a new Weekend Profits Club alert. Yeah, that's the way it looks. That's what they'll get this afternoon if they get signed up. So they need to not wait, get signed up because we're getting approaching that time and we'll release that trade. The second one of the week, by the way.
Nice. Right. And only the founding members will know.
And look, you can't ever promise future gains, but just take a look at what happened back on June 15th.
June 15th, that's it's not that long ago.
The alert would hit your inbox Thursday at noon. You had plenty of time to get in before that weekend. And in case of that signal, it would have been yet another winner before the weekend hit.
Wow.
$1,667.
That looks really good right there.
Imagine going into the weekend with that extra cash in the hand.
That Las Vegas time, baby.
It's a lot different in Las Vegas. And then off to enjoy your weekend just a little bit before, better than you did before. That ice cream gets me every time.
Not as much as it gets Chuck every time. That he can't. They don't have soft serves on the West Coast. So every time he comes here, he goes nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't miss out on your first weekend income opportunity. Go to dtitrader.com/WPC and look, for a very limited time, we set up an even sweeter deal where you can get 3 years access for less than $1,000 a year.
I like how that sounds. Get in on this deal. That's a 75% savings, Tom?
Yes.
That's a deal right there.
Hey, now, if you're a gold member, we got a lot of golds in the DTI family. If you're a gold member, then you know who you are. If you want to take part in one of the founding memberships, we instructed our team to do something very special for you.
How special?
Well, they call our team 904-416-1776, and they'll get lifetime access to the Weekend Profits Club for just the cost of a 1-year subscription.
Now that sounds really good to me. Folks, special surprise for founding members today. Join now. $1,231. It's a great, great deal. And folks, just hear from some of Tom's top love letters he's received from his years of folks in his other services. Whitney, and we just heard from Bob here, I think. I made my cost of subscription plus $500 in my first week. Very grateful to have found you. How about Jim? Total of $2,060. Great way to start the month. Please pass along my thanks to Tom. I love that. Steve just signed up. Tina says, how long before the trade? I've become a member this morning. Oh, you'll get one this afternoon, Tina. You'll get one this. Ken says, I love it.
Set your clock, okay? I'll just tell you when it's going to happen. It's going to be after 1:30 Eastern time. After that time.
So about another hour and a half or so.
Yeah, before I release it.
Yeah, Ken says, I love its simplicity, great tool to trade, picked up an extra $3,200. Emmanuel, you're a great teacher. I made around $2,200 from one trade. Keep up the good work. So far, folks have been in love with this program, and I think it's going to continue. These are some of the best stories, and I love the next one. Kenneth P. says, Tom is an excellent coach, trainer, trader, easy to follow. I'm up 110%, a member for life. Love that. Now, once you take Tom up on this founding membership, don't close the next page. He's going to offer you a lifetime. Lifetime is so that you don't have to pay that means every year you don't have to upgrade. I highly recommend it. It'll save you money over time, and it'll get you one step closer to Tom. Is there a trade yet? User, it's coming out about 1:30 in about an hour and a half. Anyhow, the data proves all of this. Small account friendly. The average weekend payout is $1,231 on a $5,000 account. That's pretty big. 85.7 success rate with built-in risk management. Spots will fill up quickly. Take Tom up on his offer. Remember, we're going after the bonus premiums in the market.
You can't get that any other day of the week, from Friday to Monday. And because the market is closed on Saturday and Sunday, you're able to sidestep a lot of action. But you still get paid for all 3 days. Just like what would have happened back on the weekend of March 31st.
Not that long ago.
Spent the weekend staring at charts. I've done that. Banging your head against a wall, hoping to find that edge. or you could have taken about 30 minutes of your time to place a special type trade to collect the bonus premiums over the weekend. Taking your closest friends out to dinner maybe on a Friday, or covered the green fees maybe on a Saturday. And you know you'd have done this, picked up brunch on Sunday.
That looks so good.
And sure enough, $1,300 in weekend.
Nice. Folks, get in on this deal. Look at what Royce just wrote. I just sold 5 Monday S&P 10 put spreads on yield up to $1,750 profit on Monday on minimum risk. Folks,
so let me just stop. That's what's beautiful about this program. We're taking the time to educate people where they can do more trades if they want to on their own. You saw what Nancy did. Right. We're taking the time and doing that. And you average over $1,231.
And that's huge, 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 huge. Now, folks, it's time to make a decision. You can go back to doing whatever it was you were doing. You can put your head back in the sand like an ostrich and pretend none of this happened. You can put your faith in the government and Squirrely Powell, the economy, hoping for the best. Good luck with that. Remember, personal savings rates in America just hit the lowest level since the Great Recession. And credit card payments are being paid back slower than ever. That's not a good sign. Or you could do something new. You can get into weekend 1, weekend 2, weekend 3, start targeting weekend income this very week. The choice is yours. How will you deal with it? Don't miss your first weekend income opportunity. Tom, you want to answer some questions?
I'd love to.
How much
money do you need? The average trade's around $300. That's the average. And as you've seen today, some are even less than $100 to get the return.
Will every trade be a winner?
Of course not. No strategy wins 100% of the time. But according to our test, our real money trades, these weekend profit club alerts have been extremely profitable for folks who follow the system, follow the discipline to do it.
Should people be worried about more downside in the market this year, or does it matter for the system?
You know, that's the beauty, whether the market goes up or down. We're not holding positions for a lengthy period of time. Instead, we're targeting extra income over the weekend when the markets are closed.
Can you trade this in your IRA or 401k?
Absolutely. It's retirement account friendly. And if you're just using a normal account, any regular brokerage will do the trick.
Good, good, good. That's a big concern a lot of folks have. What's this weekend income trade? Can you tell us some more?
I'm only sharing that information with today's founding member after 1:30.
Good, good. Thank you very much for saying that. Question 6, how do I start my own weekend side hustle in the stock market?
Yep. Click the link in the
Click
chat.
the link.
I'll show you.
I swear to you, when I saw this, I'm like, hey, that's a picture of Trump. I'm like, no, that's T-Buzz. You got to get a red hat, and then you got Trump. Go to dtitrader.com/WPC. Limited time on the best pricing, no delay. Folks, get this now. It's the best time ever. This is an opportunity that you do not want to let by. I know exactly what Tom is doing, and it's the time for it right now is great because the implied volatility, the volatility on a lot of these options is very, very expensive, which means you're actually taking in a lot more premium that you would take in for the risk, let's say 5, 6, 7 years ago. So it's an optimal time to do this type of trading. And you don't have to keep your eye on the market. You don't have to be there looking at every trade opportunity. You don't have to be, it's set it and forget it. There's no micromanaging. It's a great way to start the session. You could do it in your IRA account. You could do it in a retirement account. You could do it in your pension account. If you could trade US stocks, you can do this. It's not complicated at all. It's actually very straightforward. And it's something that could be done very, very, very easily. Doesn't take a lot of effort on your part to get this done. Also, you don't need a huge account. It's small account friendly, and it'll allow you to take advantage and maximize your positioning in the account. Now, I know that today's not the first time we're selling them, but I could tell you there's a lot of people interested in this offer. Take advantage of it, check it out, and get it now. It's Alan says, how much extra is lifetime? I don't know, but if you don't close the page after you take the 1 year, it'll show up. Or you can just call 904-416-1776. Kathy says, did Tom say we could get lifetime for the cost of 1 year? I don't remember him saying that.
Well, that was for the gold members. If you're a gold member, you got a one-time offer to do that by calling one of the salespeople and talk to them.
Yeah, Kathy, honestly, call and talk to. I just don't know. I have no idea.
Clarification.
Yeah. Get a clarification from them, because I'm going to say something that's not right, and then people are going to hold me to it. So I know that it's $12.31 for a year regular price. I don't know, based on the special you have or the deal you have. Give them a call. They'll figure, or Kathy, just put your number there. Don't put it to everyone, but put your phone number privately, and they'll contact you, so you don't have to sit there and waiting on full hold. And I hope you're doing well. Good to see you on a Friday. Hope you have a good weekend. Kathy's been with us for a long time.
Roger, just ask some of the current members to type their experience.
Yeah,
they will say it better than me and you by telling everybody just what's going on.
Folks.
And I want to remind everybody, about an hour and a half, I'll release another trade. That'll be 2 for this week. I'm releasing.
Believe it or not, but they've been actually posting it during the broadcast. A lot of your guys have been posting their experiences.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, they have. And if they've all been good. But if you haven't posted, or if you want to repost it again, please do, because we don't look at the chat during the broadcast, although I was taking a sneak peek. But you let us know. Let us know how you've been doing. One thing about a program, it's one thing Tom and me talking it up, but it's another thing you giving us your experience. So if you can give us your experience, I'm sure that would go a long way for people who are on the sideline or on the fence. They don't know if they want to move forward or not. The chat is open right now for everybody. So here's what Bob said, Tom. Bob said, part of the program, and it's great. The education and training available is first rate. Follow Tom, and you will make money. Perhaps not every trade, but over time, yes. Now that
really captures it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's no monkey business here. Like I don't know who. I mean, know Bob because I've met him before, but I mean, this was not planned. This is a true opinion of somebody who's been doing it. Let us know,
Thanks,
folks.
Bob.
Yeah, thank you so much for being honest. I mean, again, it's one thing when Tom and I, do a pitch, but it's another thing when people who are using it, people who haven't been trading for 30 years, or maybe they have been trading for 30 years, but they haven't seen success. But Bob says, what is the margin needed for a trade? Each of these examples we've shown you today, Bob, is $5,000. So you could do any of these. Now, if the average gain is $1,231, $5,000 is what, like 20%? You're getting 20%. That's good. Bob says, welcome, Tom, part of several of your programs. Thank you, Bob. I don't know if it was public, but it is. But again, we're very transparent here. Tom and I, we're too old for monkey business. We just don't have time for nonsense. Our tolerability for that is very little. We're straight shooters. We want you guys to be happy. And again, we're looking for a long-term commitment. I'm looking for folks to be with me for the next 20, 30 years. I want to be part of your life. I want to be the first video that shows up in your morning, and I want the same for Tom. So we are trying very hard to give you guys the best trade opportunities possible. Like right now, people are complaining we're not giving, not Tom, but I'm not giving a lot of trades. It's because of earnings, because I'm conscientious, and I know Tom is the same way. Dickens says WPC is an excellent strategy. Made money the first trade to cover the cost of the service. Wow. In it for the learning, and the money is a great benefit. You see, Dickens, thank you again. Thank you for the email this morning. I appreciate it. Daisy, hello there. Hello, Daisy. How are you? At least nobody's asking us if this is pre-recorded or if it's live.
Well, Roger, it's been, I think, too much off the top of our heads, but I want people to understand. Roger and I think a lot alike about this. This is the time of day that I'm backing away from the market and getting set up for the afternoon. That's why I'm talking about trying to get people to join right now, because I know that in about an hour from now, I wouldn't have time to do something like this. But right now, the clock's rolling. It's 12:15. 1:30, I get my process and I take action if it sets up. And that's what I'm planning on doing.
Hey, Tom, what was the average winner on the back test? What was the average winning rate? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was over 85%.
So Daisy, over 85%.
But if you've been with me a long time, I tell people this all the time. It's going to work out over time, thousands of trades. It's going to work out about 4 out of 5 are going to be successful. About 4 out of 5. It's just somewhere around that. Yeah, Ken said 87.5. Yeah,
there you go.
Thank you, Ken. I didn't want to overestimate it.
That means so far, Daisy, 12.5% of your trades would have been losers. But remember, and I'm saying this, and this is not going to help us, but remember, the program started recently. Give it a little time. generally speaking, anything over 70% is a very high probability program. Anything over 70%. That's what we shoot for. We shoot for 70%. Can you lose more than your 5% investment? You can, but they're capped. So even if the trade goes against you, doesn't mean you're going to lose the entire $5,000 investment.
Oh, heavens no. In fact, one of the things you're going to find out working with me, I'm real quick to take losses, because the sooner I can recognize it's a loss, I want out, because they never get better, do they? Think about your own experience. You want it to come back, it never comes back. And I try to recognize it early on if I get a losing trade. Hard to do, but I try to do it.
It's not easy to do, but T-Buzz does it. 87.5%, which means 7 out of 8 trades. Thank you for that, Ken. And again, sometimes when implied volatility is low, these options are underpriced. So it's not a good risk to reward. But in the last couple of years, and in the next couple of years after that, the implied volatility is going to stay up here. Implied volatility usually stays up for 2-3 years after a downshift in the market. It doesn't go down right away as people think. So this is definitely the time for this. And the choppiness we've been seeing with not the 7 stocks, but with the most market, it's great for that. Steven says, you'll be sending an alert with the option spread time for me to retire, and I'm afraid I'll be short if I live too long.
Look what Roy said.
Yeah, having followed Tom for years, just added the SPX Butterfly on max 300 risk for a profit of, $900 to $1,000.
Triple.
I like how that sounds. Sure like how that sounds. That looks great. Again, folks, you want to get into this nice and early. If the program going to keeps doing this well, I'm promising you one thing. We're going to raise the price to $24.97 for a year. So let me predict the future for you. Here's my crystal ball. I'm going to make a prediction that will probably come true. If you don't take action right now, you're probably going to end up paying $24.97 down the road. So if you don't like bargains, then listen to what I'm saying and don't do anything and procrastinate and try doing it yourself, or go with somebody who's been doing this for over 35 years, somebody who has a proven edge in the market, and somebody that doesn't have to rely on a crystal ball for his trade opportunities.
Let me just say this. Years ago, when I started at Merrill, they had a fund called the Pacific Fund. The Pacific Fund was a new fund, and they made it really a great deal for everybody to join. It had the best return for 5 years because those founding members got the best deal. Then they started doing limited partnerships on movies. Guess what the first couple of movies were in that movie fund? Jaws, y'all have heard of that movie? That was one of the movies. Everybody got payout. Always be early, because it's always at the best, because it's a new fund or a new program. Always be a founder if you can. That's my advice. Yes,
that way you always get in on early, and you can always get a great deal.
Yeah, at a lower price too. So that's good
right.
Too.
That's right. Well, Tom, it's been a great session. I loved spending this hour and 20 minutes with you. Folks had a great time. And yes, we got in a little market action in. If you missed the first 15 minutes of the session, I actually picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stocks and gave you option picks. So if you want to watch the replay, you'll get option picks there as well. Don't miss
Let me give it something to lead with, since you got to do market on the front end.
Yes, please.
If you're watching the S&P, folks, if it closes below, write this number down, 45.95 futures, then you're going to see a sell-off into Monday. If it closes below that. Right now it's at 46.10, so it's pretty close if it rolls down from here. That's why I'm waiting to 130. Okay?
Remember that, folks. Tom's always got some great advice. He always has a good technical analysis picture. And folks, this program, in my opinion, is a pure runaway winner. Get in on the weekend profit and start hustling on the weekends. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend. Stay out of trouble.
Thanks, Raj.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.